Untold podcast. So today we're on episode 7, and we're going to be talking about the gospel in the groove.
Ooh, that's going to be a good topic today.
Yeah,
All of them are good topics, but
right.
music. Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah. So, again, welcome to our podcast. Harriet, how are we today?
We's doing good. We's doing really good today. How about you?
Wonderful.
Good.
Yes, wonderful. So, let's dive into this. Black music didn't just come from talent. It came from survival. Faith wasn't just in the church, because we talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the rhythm. It was in the hums. It was in the beat
Mm-hmm.
and the hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're right, and when you trace spiritual gospel, R&B, all the way to hip hop, you see one thing standing firm, and that is the influence of Black faith created with the soundtrack to our existence. So, I
Yeah.
mean.
So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to dive into how the gospel shaped the groove, okay, and how the groove carried the gospel. All right. Ready for
Alrighty.
this? I'm ready. Okay. Let's get into it.
Okay, really, you can't talk about Black music without starting with the spirituals. Those songs weren't just melodies, they were messages. Slavery, they had the slaves, they had to have their own code. They created their own code, just to talk to each other so that the slave owners can't, understand what they're saying. So they created these different secret messages, like the song "Wade in the Water." You know what I mean? It wasn't just poetic. It was just a river. It was just telling others that the dogs are tracking you.
Mm-hmm.
Wade in the water. I mean, just.
Boys. I'm almost out of sight.
But it's just ingenious how our
Yeah.
people, we just come up with some creative way to, in spite of what we were going through, we had a way to communicate with each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. It was definitely survival. I totally agree with that. And people were singing hope into situations
Mm-hmm.
um, that were unbearable, what I could not imagine. Like
Yeah.
you said, with the dogs are coming.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely, I agree that it was sending codes to others
Mm-hmm.
to be aware, and the music, the spirituals that it was a call, it was a response.
Mm-hmm.
um Faith and heritage was blended into one during that time, and I'm just really excited and thinking about the different songs as we're talking about it. What different, besides "Wade in the Water"? What was the other songs?
Swing low, sweet chariot.
Yeah,
What else? I mean,
"Follow the Drinking Gourd."
mm,
I don't remember how that. I can hear it in my head, but singing it I can't.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
It was encouraged. The songs were encouraging during the time of like brutality, during the time of we use our ancestors use music to
Mm-hmm.
speak to different situations that are insurmountable to me at this point. What they had to endure.
It takes me back, just talking about this little piece about Harriet Tubman and
Mm,
how she would come back down, and she used this code, or she used to sing certain songs to kind of, that was the message to get ready because I'm coming to get,
yeah,
so so we can get going, so we can escape, get you out of that, out of that plantation.
yeah,
Just reading some of her. I mean, she would use different songs, and that was the signal.
Hmm. Yeah. So let's go into Thomas Dorsey. Um,
Oh yeah. Mm,
he was like the father of gospel.
precious Lord. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That song still beats me.
Yeah, it does.
Will
It
you?
does.
Oh,
And knowing the backstory of how why he wrote that was really, just like, oh, it grabs your heart.
let's talk about that.
He would he lost his wife. His wife died. He lost his wife and child. I mean, he was going through a lot with death,
Hmm.
and he just needed God to just come, just hold it, to take him, hold him, take precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand.
He is God is near the brokenhearted.
Yeah.
He is. His word says that actually,
Mm-hmm.
and to to know that backstory and understand his heart in writing that
Mm-hmm.
and knowing because I mean not to harp on death, but that is something part of this life that we all have to go through,
Yeah.
and just that can be unimaginable for someone to lose the wife and then your child.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we all go through that, and to just lean on your faith, to lean on these songs weren't they were written from the heart of the Lord is my shelter. The
Mm-hmm.
Lord is who He is near me, the broken.
Right.
He will take me up. He will hold me. He will shelter me. Those like that song just is a reinsurance of just
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And fun fact, prior to writing this song, he was in the jazz. He was in the jazz scene. I remember, doing my research when I was in my other podcast, More Wine and Music, when I was talking about the jazz segment. Thomas Dorsey was in a lot of the jazz bands too. But I think after the loss of his, wife and child, I think he left the secular or the jazz and just kind of wanted to, you know, go into his spiritual.
Hmm. Yeah. Now the black churches where half of the legends got their training.
Mm-hmm.
Choirs created vocal athletes. Now when I was getting prepared for this particular podcast, I was just like, when I'm thinking of that, the black churches where half of the legends got. I mean, you think of Whitney Houston, you think of
Aretha Franklin.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, even who's what
Oh,
Mel
D'Angelo started in the church.
D'Angelo? Yeah, he came out of the church. Yep.
Mhm.
Sam Cooke, of course.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, so
we'll
many.
talk about that later. I didn't like the way they did him.
Oh yeah, that
I
yeah that should be it. Yeah, yeah that
talk about that.
yeah we could talk about that. Mm-hmm.
I did not like that. That was
Mm-mm.
wrong. Um, it really the church did create some great um people that came great people that came out of the church. Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
some of them went back into the secular world.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there was something I was listening to the other day, and just like Whitney Houston's voice was so angelic.
Mm.
It was so angelic. Like I still like the song that she sung. I love the Lord. I love her.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love that version
Mm-hmm.
because I just be like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
It does something to me. Like it's just certain songs that just move you.
That
I
was that the song that she sung in The Preacher's Wife.
yep. Mhm.
They said that while they were filming while they were, I mean, the way she sung it, I mean, it was like the
It,
directors and everything, they had to have church because it was just so powerful that everybody just got emotional um, with her and the choir and everything. So that, I mean, it just, while they were even filming it and directing, the director, I mean, they all had to, after they cut, it was like they had to have a little church for a minute because it was just so powerful, and it just really touched everybody's spirit. And I, just listening, I could just listen to it now in my
mm,
mind. Yeah, it does.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she had
Mm-hmm.
an anointing on her voice. She did.
Mm-hmm.
She really did. Um, Aretha Franklin too, but now her father he was a pastor.
Oh yeah, he was something else. Reverend
I
C.L.
know
Franklin. Yeah.
that's a whole nother.
Yeah, it's
I was,
another podcast.
yeah,
The Reverend C.L. Franklin.
yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, we're gonna move on because we don't need to talk about
Yeah.
the
But
negative.
yeah, that's her and her sister's
Mm,
major influence was,
yeah,
in church.
wow. So Thomas Dorsey blended like blues and sacred music, and religious folks almost.
They fell out, huh? They almost spirit. Need the the nurses guild come in and wave you when they come with you.
But who else do we know that's done that?
You know this. You know how we are in our church.
Mm.
Get that spirit. We're not, we're laughing in love, okay?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not, don't think that we're
So
making
much.
fun. I mean, we're all, we all know that one sister or two or three that will get the Holy Ghost, and then next thing you know, they need to be fanned.
Yes.
And I mean, we all know that, and we're just saying it out of love because we all can, relate.
You get you. I
Mm-hmm.
get you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was. I mean, but it became the blueprint of gospel. Now
Yeah.
you know that some others have intertwined the
Mm-hmm.
secular into the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
There's mixed feelings with that. So
Yeah.
I think that's why I
Yeah.
kind of brought it up. There's mixed feelings with that, but I think ultimately, I mean, I think Ray Charles did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was people before Kirk Franklin. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
There
Oh,
was someone that
absolutely.
did that. Trust me.
James Cleveland,
Yeah,
the Hawk, Edwin Walter Hawkins, Andre Crouch. I mean, we can go on and on.
I was just listening to Walter Hawkins the other day.
Oh, very okay.
I was listening to "Thank You, Lord."
Mm-hmm.
That's my song. I'll be in the car like, yeah,
Let's talk about the musicians, the church musicians.
yeah. I well, I mean, they was basically the industry before the industry. Honestly, I mean, given their talent.
Yeah, and they're, it's funny. I have to see the parody. I was just
Oh Lord.
this morning, um, because I watch him all the time. He's so funny. But you know how the preacher, the church, the musicians, they're egg. I don't want to say egg on, but encouraging. While the preacher is preaching, and you getting, that church organ is right there behind them, and and it's get people in the spirit. When you get that good church organist, while the pastor is just preaching and he's just a going, and you got the church, I mean the organ is just right, just right behind him, getting that beat, and just worth staying in tune with what the preacher is saying,
Yeah.
you know, and then that can go on and on and on, you know. And a lot of time, I it's a lot of the church, the musicians, they instigate a lot of that because, they want to get everybody, in the spirit and everybody, shouting and getting up, and, that just, makes the pastor getting all, hyped up because,
Yes.
it all goes to.
And but you've seen people make parodies of it over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, but it's a hard truth, but it's
It is. It is.
you've seen Martin do it,
Yeah.
and the guy came in. What's his name? David Allen Greer.
Mm-hmm.
He even laughed
Mm-hmm.
at himself.
Mm-hmm.
You got Mike Epps that did it in I forgot what movie was that. But then they did it when they cloned Tyrone. You ever see that movie?
Oh yeah, yeah.
When they did that, there's certain I've even heard a couple of pastors say this, that's more, where they talk about the boule. And they
Mm-hmm.
were saying like they use certain tunes, they use certain keys
Mm-hmm.
to pull at people's heartstrings,
Mm-hmm.
pull at people to maybe give, to maybe do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's I'm starting to go down the road of manipulation.
Yeah.
Because music, I mean, but Satan was what? What he was he that he had he got musical instruments all over his body. Satan, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we we that industry can that's why I say it can turn into so many different
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. 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 It made me think of something else, but yeah, I when you said that music instrument, to get people to get in the spirit and then get, go do give. What I'm saying.
Yeah,
We're gonna leave that alone.
yeah, we yeah. For those who know.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna have to get serious because this is where I'm gonna probably step on some toes.
Mm-hmm.
But the evolution of the gospel DNA and R&B, soul, and blues, when these things, these different genres began to intertwine, ugh,
Yeah.
artists with church roots, like we spoke of, who was Whitney Houston. We talked about
Mm-hmm.
Sam Cooke. We talked about Aretha Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
But then some of the secular artists began to use these lyrics. Um,
Yeah.
I don't personally. Um, I don't listen to Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that she used the Clark sisters, and they were okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
That says a lot. For a church, a song called "Church Girl."
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I did, and this is where everybody, different people have different opinions about
Mm-hmm.
mixing these together.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to think the origin of where it's coming from, and given who this person is,
Yeah.
it's not a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's witchcraft.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree. Um, in saying that, what do you think about taking secular music and making it, well, now it's called what, contemporary gospel now, like, oh,
That's
start like Kurt Franklin. I think he was, didn't he's the one that really started the um or was
in
it
our modern day, yes.
Murder? Okay.
But he, like I said, there were people before him,
Mm-hmm.
but he really took it to newer heights. I think. Um, at some point, I did. The person that you see now is not who started out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of compromise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get into all of, we're talking about the music, but as I said, it really is contingent on the origin that it's coming from. And I don't personally, I do like the older music. I listen to a couple of things that are newer. Like I have you just have to be watchful with in terms
Yeah,
of gospel,
you
what you're
do.
actually listening to, because that's a way of deception to kind of creep in. There could be something placed into that music
Mm-hmm.
that you can come into agreement with. It can open doors. I mean, there's so many different things that play into intertwining secular into
Yeah.
gospel. Um, because originally we're talking about, when we first started out, we're saying this genuinely came from a person, talking about Thomas. We're talking about Thomas and how he lost his wife, he lost his children. He was coming for, Lord, I'm leaning on you for understanding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaning on you
Mm-hmm.
for this. And the music that we're seeing, where people such as Beyonce, such as Usher, that's come out with, I mean, even Snoop Dogg came out with a gospel.
He did. Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Mm.
He came out with a gospel. And me being ignorant, then I actually liked it at the time.
Then-
But yeah, he came out with one. There's a lot of people that will sit there and say everything, that they're not the child of God,
yeah, and then
and
gonna
twist
come out with the gospel.
around and make a gospel. So you
Yeah,
have to really watch who you're listening to. What is
yeah.
their overall message? The message should be clearly about God, not about
Mm-hmm.
whatever else they're talking about. I have not heard the song. I've heard other other people talk about the song "Church Girl" by Beyonce, but I have not physically heard the song. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer the long-winded question here, I personally do not like to listen to contemporary
Mm-hmm.
gospel, um, knowing what I know now.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes-
I think, a lot of these artists now, these, newer artists, like, like you were saying, I think it gotten to Hollywood. I mean, it's kind of, you're straddling the fence. You know what I mean? Um, that whole, you know, I don't know what, it's just gotten, a lot of these artists have, because people like it so much, now they're getting more Hollywood, and they're kind of forgetting, where they came from. And it's, you're getting too secular. And it's, yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
I mean,
Um,
it's been said that the enemy is over the entire music industry, just about.
hmm
I
well,
mean,
just like
a
who,
couple of people pulled out of the gospel
yeah, yeah,
before they started to go, because I think they were they were getting record deals, and some of them, you can't say Jesus, you can't say this,
yeah,
and it was like, well, why not?
right,
I forget
right.
who that was who you couldn't say Jesus. I don't remember who that was. It's on the tip of my tongue. I think that Donnie McClurkin came out of because he was going towards that route, and I think he came out of it too. He's not a part of that world anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you look at it, Yolanda Adams,
Yeah, I was just thinking about her too.
and people can see my face.
They will.
Just actually listening. The crap she just said. It was crap. I said it.
Yeah, what did she, yeah, recently. What did she, what was the issue about?
Child, she didn't call God a it and a she.
Oh, her, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I said,
yeah.
well, what Bible did she?
Right, that's what I mean. I mean, you, so, you know, you can't get into this uh cancel culture or whatever you want to call it. Now you're getting into demonic and all this stuff. It's just trying to be politically correct, or I don't know what to, I don't know what do you call it, but you
I
know,
knew
it's not.
the direction she was going into, but it was totally off and it was wrong.
Yeah.
Where do you see he was a she?
Mhm.
Well,
Mhm.
unless the Bible was rewritten, so where do that we missed it,
Yeah.
or you're trying to appease a different group of people.
And I think that's what a lot of them are, appeasing just to get into that demographic. And you know, like I said, you can't straddle the fence.
Mm-mm.
You
That's
know. Mhm.
compromise. Yeah. And I think that's what's happened. That's why I'm so careful about the different music I listen to.
Mhm.
I could sit and be in complete silence. I mean, we can worship God without the music.
Yeah.
It's not even needed. But to get back on subject, it's I think this was a topic of, I guess, needed to be said, but it was just
Mhm.
like the intertwine of it because I can't think of his name. He on the tip of my tongue. I don't know where my phone at, but um, he has a ministry. Oh, it'll come back to me. I might even put it in the show notes or something.
Mhm.
But he talks about, it's a pastor. He talks about the intertwining of um the secular music with the gospel music and the whole dichotomy and all of the different reasons why it's being done.
Mhm.
I mean,
Is it because you're trying to reach, you know, the younger people, the young, you know,
I think it's an agenda at this point.
an agenda? Okay.
An agenda to, well, the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy,
Mhm.
right? His
Mhm.
agenda is to get you away from God. So, however that comes is, well, deception is one.
Mhm.
And so, however that's going to be done through, it could be through music, and it's sad to see that majority of the people that start, how they started out, and then they got into, like you said, it's really become very Hollywood, and
Mhm.
how it's transformed their minds.
Yeah.
They've compromised their walk with God
Mhm.
for a dollar,
Mhm.
for this world. I'm scared. Hell is a real place.
Yeah. It is.
I'm good. I'm good. It's the music, because I think, at some point I used to listen to Fred Hammond, but
Mhm.
he even admitted to certain things, certain music or songs that he made was based off of something towards hip hop, or something he pulled from that. Um, um, he's admitted to using certain secular things to brand certain songs.
Mhm.
I didn't say that. He did.
Mhm.
I might not have said exactly what he said, but he said he's used other things to be able to. But if you listen to it, it's more R&B. It's not gospel. It's not. And that's where I think that's where we've lost it as a culture.
Mhm.
How we started out rooted in our, in our faith. This is what we use this music for. This is, to get us out of certain situations. Let's praise. We can praise and worship ourselves out, out of this certain situation. And me compromising or listening to something that is, or if I'm a artist and I'm singing a song that has nothing to do with God, but is more derivative towards R&B or something of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, yeah, I listened to R&B
Mm-hmm.
before I totally surrendered my life over. But no, like, yeah, it gets real sticky.
Yeah.
Start
Yeah.
to intertwine this stuff, and then you got people that'll come in the secular world and say, well, and you and sorry, not sorry, but our culture is okay with it.
Right.
We don't call it out and say,
Right.
hey, this is, we shouldn't be intertwining our music with gospel or these certain things, or
Mm-hmm.
if we're talking about God. Because I mean, where do you see in the Bible that he was just bopping to hip hop, or he was bopping to, yeah, he's holy.
Yeah.
And I don't, we shouldn't forget that he's holy. And that's how it should stay in terms of music, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, and then you're just saying, and sampling, even sampling gospel into rap or whatever, or into the secular music, taking gospel and then sampling it.
look at Kirk Franklin done that a couple times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And that's I think that's the start. That was the beginning of what you said, the modern Christian music when he was Stomp.
Well,
Um,
no, but then too, with him bringing on multiple hip hop artists,
yeah.
like how does somebody that's in a rap world, I'm just throwing this out, but it's true, um, win gospel of the album of the year, or something like that, or song of the year, something like that. I can't even. Really, really, we're saying this is okay by not calling it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's, besides me, that's doing it right now,
Mhm.
that said something like, how is this even humanly possible? But it's been became it's became a normal thing.
Yeah. Normalize it. Normalize it and
Like, I'm sorry, they didn't make hip hop the new pulpit.
yeah. Yeah. All right. Where else do we go from that? But I know, this is the unscripted untold, and we have to talk about these things. I mean,
Yeah,
well, you know, I don't see nothing wrong with, maybe that's the way of reaching more masses by, but mm-mm, that's not part of, you can't blend, secular into the church world. You just can't.
no, like I said, knowing what I know now, and knowing what people, I mean, and some of these artists will tell you what they do to get you to listen to their music. They're
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah.
They're telling you what they do. But again, some people may not even think. But I mean, there is certain songs that, like I said, I am not exempt. I used to listen to all the R&B songs,
Oh yeah. 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 I mean,
while I was in with baby daddy.
Don't start that on air. You gonna say that on air? Don't say that. There's a you guys. There's an inside joke with that,
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying.
but I did the same. I guess I'm trying to lighten the mood. It's I've we've all done that, but I
Hmm.
think here we've lost we've lost the true nature of why gospel was really formed,
Yeah.
why we use certain songs to identify maybe what we're going through,
Hmm.
or even if we're just saying, God, I thank you.
Hmm.
Um, I just said He's a holy God, and that's just what it is. We cannot compromise past that statement. It's
Right. Right. Right.
for I am a holy God.
So with that being said, we talked about the root of gospel, um, artists that came out of the church that's now to the modern gospel music that's now becoming more commercialized and coming branded for Hollywood to be,
Yeah,
you know, what how those of us, how do we move forward? I mean, like, well, I guess other than just don't listen to it, but it's just so much in your face now, to
yeah.
where
Well, I guess the most intelligent way to say it is you have free will.
mm-hmm,
um, honestly, it's a choice that you need to make. I didn't fully come out of listening to secular music until it was on my heart to do it.
mm-hmm.
I don't like all that cussing and
Oh no,
um,
no, mm-mm.
you got music that could have traces of perversion in it, traces of like
Uh-oh.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm still on. And so we have. I'll go ahead and repeat that. So we have different music that have the traces of perversion. It could have idolatry, and it could have different things in it.
Mm-hmm.
Just making a choice of if I'm truly following my faith. Um, the God that I serve, is this a behavior or is this something that I should be partaking in?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever your answer is to that, that's between you and God. That's kind of how that keeps us out of making a decision for anybody.
Right.
Saying there's the music industry has changed a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
It's changed a lot.
Even with the R&B, stuff, when we were coming up, um, you couldn't even get it. You couldn't hear all that stuff on the radio, all the things that are being said on the radio. I mean, that was very much censored. Um, and then when you come out with I'm really dating myself, with the cassette tapes,
I
um,
have
that
it
had the they had to put the explicit warning, and that and as a teenager and all that, that's just making me even more. Oh, I wonder what they're saying. I want to sneak and buy.
too.
Right, and so that just, I mean, half of the stuff that they're you saying explicit, they're saying it on the radio anyway. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
But
mm,
ultimately, I think the culture itself. Like, I mean, there was, and I'm not trying to say like prior before. me just completely coming out of listening to gospel. Um, but beforehand, there were some great hip hop artists.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm not just that person that didn't listen to anything.
Mhm.
No. I mean, there were some great Big Daddy Kane and all of that.
Yeah.
Our culture has some great people that came out.
Social I like the social minded, conscious, social conscious
Yeah,
type
yeah, yeah,
hip
yeah,
hop artists.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in R&B, um, I mean that was more for to me. It was just like it just depended on who the artist was. To be honest,
Yeah.
you know, you still had Luther Vandross. You still had uh, who else? Barry White.
Mhm.
You had
Anita Baker.
yeah,
Mhm.
and you had those who sang something, or not all of it was "woe is me" or "you left me, you cheated on me." Not
Yeah.
all the music was like that, but
Yeah.
I don't want to take away from the art and the creativity from each.
Mhm.
But that is my choice not to listen to it again. But there were some great people that came out of our culture,
Mhm.
shaped what we. I think now they just ran with something else, but
Yeah. Yeah.
as we grew up in our era,
Mhm.
I believe that there were some great things that musically that took
Oh
place.
yeah. Oh yeah. Um and I have to say I am a musician, and so I play keyboards, and I grew up playing in the church. That's again started in the church, played the piano, played for our little youth choir. But just listening to when I came up in the 60s and 70s and 80s, just I mean we had bands, not just
Mhm.
this a lot of that stuff that came off the software. We had actual Earth, Wind, and that's my all-time favorite. Earth, Wind, and Fire. We had, I mean, groups that actually played instruments. Um,
Prince,
Prince, you know, Zap,
mhm,
you know,
Zappa Rogers.
bro, you know what I'm saying? They actually had, they were actually were musicians. Now, you really don't even have to be I mean, I'm not saying there are some creative young artists that are upcoming. They are, and I think a lot of them are going back
Two.
um to the history. Their influence were have been, artists from back in the day.
Yeah, agree. I
But
agree.
but then again, a lot of them, you don't even have to
Do mu-
do much, right? A lot of it's software. A lot of it is could be AI. I don't know. That could be, next, but just really no talent, to be honest.
some, not all.
Some, not all, not all.
I
I'm not, those who, I'm not gonna name names, but yeah, I could just, mm-mm.
like I used to, and to be honest, like Prince was my favorite. I love that he was just musically, man. He knew how to play just about every
Mm-hmm.
instrument, if not all of them. Like when he made the I think was I forgot which album he did by himself. It was some movie.
Not
Uh,
Purple Rain.
yeah, that was my favorite movie. Like, but I think it was Batman. I don't remember. It was something to that
Okay.
effect. He did the whole like album. Like I know, and it got so many different, but he just the way he played stuff, and like even when you listen to Purple Rain and the different instruments that you
Mm-hmm.
heard during the like I'm one of those people like to hear the
Mm-hmm.
different that's being played,
Mm-hmm.
how it was played. So that was something that I really then liked about him.
Right.
I listened to anything and everything of Prince. I listened to. I did. Guilty.
That's just like my nephew. I mean, he's a diehard Prince. I mean, he'll go to an imitation Prince concert. Somebody who
Oh
he
my
will
god!
go to. I mean, he is he is,
I
and
thought I
it's
was,
funny. Yeah, he is a diehard Prince fan.
yeah.
Uh,
Because at some point I wanted to go to his house.
oh yeah, Paisley Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he went there too. He went there. He went to see.
Did they change it to a museum?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I mean, that's a little creepy to go where he, but
I know. Yeah.
it's a
But
little creepy to me. But yeah, I thought I was a diehard fan because I just anything like I like, and then he was just like when he first came out, I thought he, was gay, but he
yeah.
wasn't. He was just as they say, flamboyant,
Mhm.
all man.
Mhm.
I remember when I used to get my hair done, and before I, got my locks and stuff, and I was like, I want a Prince perm. That's what I want.
A Prince sperm.
And then my beautician be like, a Prince perm. I'm like, yeah, because that he is laid, okay,
Mhm.
laid.
That's funny. A Prince perm. Okay. I never heard of that. A Prince perm. Okay.
And I actually had a picture of, because he had straightened his hair,
Yeah.
and he had it. I said, "This what I want. I wanted to look like that. Where's the hat?" Yeah, yeah, back then that was me, like just
Mhm.
Prince galore. But I grew up on Prince. I grew up on Whitney. I grew up on
Mhm.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown. Yeah. New Edition. Yeah.
Like just
Yeah.
like now it's so weird to see them older
Mhm.
because we grew up on them.
Mhm. Yeah. I was a teenager. I was in high school when New Edition came out.
Jackson 5.
Oh yeah, the Jackson Five, the Silvers. I think they were very underrated.
Mm,
They're just such a talented family. Their voices, the way they blend, because when they came out, they always say, "Oh, they're trying to be like the Jackson Five."
mm.
But
But even the DeBarges, they had
the Barges,
beautiful voices.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
they were dealing with some demons too.
oh yeah, still are, still. It's sad.
Yeah, it's. I mean, our culture has really evolved over the
Yeah.
decades,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't say I had a bad childhood with the music we grew up on.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
know, and I forgot to even say about LL Cool J. You know who?
Yeah.
My all-time favorite movie, and my brother can appreciate this if he listens. Crush Groove.
Oh, Crush Groove. I forgot. Yeah.
They used to make all these different movies back in the,
Yeah.
Crush Groove.
Yep.
Listen, man,
Yep.
that was my movie. To this day, that is my movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because these people came out and just raw talent, just raw,
Yeah.
you know. Um, not all music was bad. It's just,
Yeah,
as
it
you get
wasn't.
older, there's just certain things you just don't listen to and you
Right.
don't indulge in, and that's all. But yeah, Crush Groove, I could sit there and watch that. Probably still know the words.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was just fun, and I mean, it was just the lyrics were just funny and fun and everything. It wasn't nothing about. I mean, some of not the like the social conscious ones, but a series make you think. But like I'm thinking right now, Bismarcky,
Yes.
What do you think the biz? They always used to talk about, a lot of like LL Cool J talk about how bad they are and all this. I mean, it was just fun, tight, rap.
I had my son laughing because remember the song by LL Cool J, "Around the Way Girl."
Oh,
And I told him, I said,
yeah.
back then, not now, back
Mm-hmm.
then, I was about 7 when that song came out, I think, around 7, 8, something like that. And I used to go to the skating rink all the time. Me and my best friend
Mm-hmm.
used to go to the skating rink. And that song came on, and I told him I took my skates off, and where the arcade area is,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew like video came out, so I knew the dances and everything, and I had this like I was doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a crowd of people around me like, oh my gosh, I knew the words and everything, but that's what I said. I didn't have a like, these the great things that came, the music that came out in that era
Mm-hmm.
in the 80s. Man, listen.
Grandmaster Flash. We could go on and on. I'm
I,
just saying, all coming back to
that's my dad's favorite.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, and I think that's why we could say now it's like, it ain't that many people out there that
Yeah.
will listen to
Yeah.
it at all. It made it really easier for me to be
Mm,
like, I'm good. I don't
mm-hmm.
even listen to R&B. If you know what I'm saying, like what's going the music now. If you ask me, I'll be like, who?
Yeah. Yeah. That's me too.
Yeah,
Because I'm still old school, so I still have my playlist of older stuff that I grew up on or whatever, and
yeah,
because I mean it still has I still love the beat. I just still have to have because you could dance. I mean I don't well
yeah.
yeah. What
You
was your guys' tell us what was your favorite music, and talk about the gospel. What's
yeah,
your favorite, what do you think about the gospel? Has it, from the old down home gospel to now the modern contemporary? What are your thoughts on it?
yeah.
Do you think they have to change to keep up with the times, or they should just stay within the boundaries, according to the word of God? Or I mean, what we'd like to hear your feedback.
Yeah. I think too, we kind of like briefly touched on this about how they did Sam Cooke um with his publishing rights on
Mm-hmm.
royalties and stuff like that. I think that's something that maybe could be something that we talk about because I think that even though majority of things started in that genre in
Mm-hmm.
gospel and how it just branched out into other genres,
Right.
believe that we still have a right to protect the things that were created, um, having ownership, masters, platforms, because
Absolutely.
a lot of our artists, um,
They were ripped off.
yeah,
I
I was trying
mean,
to hold it.
yeah, they were being exploited and ripped off. And saying that, I'm gonna personally invite you to co-host with me on my More Wine Music podcast, where we can actually talk about,
Yeah, let's do that.
yeah,
Yeah,
talk
I'll
about
check
that.
that.
Yeah, because that's a good episode. That would be a good topic to talk about how a lot of these artists they were just ripped off.
Some of them were killed just
Oh yeah, we could.
right.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, it gets dark. It does get dark. Um,
because I believe Michael Jackson was one of the people sounding an alarm. Prince was
Prince, definitely. Yep.
sounding an alarm,
Hmm.
and I don't.
We can go way back. We can go back farther than that. Um,
Yeah.
we can go back far. So, I guess the moral of this is that we're just now talking about it, but it's been going on and on. This type of, diabolical, how they did artists, that's been going on
For
for,
you.
century, for years and years and years.
Yeah.
It's just now that, now people are really opening up and starting to talk about it.
And then I want them to also think about this too. How has like the black church influenced your musical taste or expression? Because I think we kind of went all over the place today, but
Hmm.
I think we talked about how where it was rooted, and
Yeah.
so that does shape what you listen to. It does shape to um, your way of taste, or you might
Hmm.
be more of a subtle person. I just want to listen to jazz. I listen to jazz.
Hmm.
Um, they have gospel jazz now.
Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, they infuse all kinds of.
Yeah.
They even have, in jazz, it's called unwrap. They take rap songs and then put it in a jazz form
Yeah.
without the lyrics, called unwrapped. Yeah.
You have what is it? Gospel rap artists.
Yeah.
Um, it took me a while to kind of, and I'm still not there, but
Yeah.
that's like a hit or miss with me.
Hmm.
Like I tried to listen to something, but I don't know. Maybe that's more for the younger generation.
Yeah. I try to listen to it too. I don't know. Some of it, maybe because I'm listening to the music and the beat, I like it, but and then some of it, I listen to the message of what they're saying, and it's, it is, they're trying. I don't, but I don't, like you said, it's hit and miss. It depends on what
It
it is, I
depends
guess.
who it is and what they're
Yeah.
in, and
Mm-hmm.
it all depends. No,
Yeah. It depends.
so,
Yeah.
but this is a great topic. I think
It
that
was. It was fun. Yeah. But yeah, we'll let's do the more wine and music, and talk more about the artists and the music industry itself.
woo, that might be 2 hours long.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but but Harriet will definitely put the link in to go and
Absolutely.
follow her and subscribe to the channel. By the way,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Please hit that like and subscribe.
on her
Um,
page on Unscripted Untold, and go and check out. I don't know when we're gonna do it, but we're gonna talk about it. Go follow it, and then and that way you can listen to what we're gonna talk about. That'll be good.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
So that's it for today, guys. We'll be ushering into wrapping up our season 2. Mind blown.
Wow. It went by fast.
Yeah.
It's like season one.
Yeah. It just happened. We've been having fun. I have
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed my beautiful co-host. And we'll see you guys next week. Lord willing, and God bless you. See you
And we'll
later.
talk to you soon. Bye.